Good morning to some, and good afternoon to some, and happy Thursday, and welcome to another edition of the Chargers Power Hour, episode 12. JD, you want to hit that neon peacock drop? Channel and the show sponsor neonpeacockmerch.com. While I'm at it, head on over to neonpeacockmerch.com. Take full advantage of the 35% site-wide sale, $14.99 tees until 7/7. So there's a sale going on right now. There's custom tees, hoodies, drinkware, framed artwork, anything. Just head on over to neonpeacockmerch.com. Get your Lightning Lad shirts, get your LAC Jam shirts. I got them actually right here. Right here, there's the Lad shirt, and then you got your, I'll just put them like that. So head on over to neonpeacockmerch.com. Take full advantage of that wonderful sale. Put your emails in there, sign up for all the stuff, and take a look. And if you need to reach Peacock, just let me know, and I can get you in contact with them. But on that note, I'm going to get to episode 12. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. And also thank you, everyone that rocked with us for the World Cup games all week long, last week and yesterday. I appreciate everyone. Congratulations to England and to the United States for moving on to the round of 16, to all the other teams. But I know the fella back there, I thank him also. We were rocking, having a good time yesterday, but I'm going to bring a good show today, and let's have some fun. All righty, I'm going to call this one Pay That Man, Tuli Tuipulotu. Let's go. All right, JD, thank you for pulling that up for me. All righty there. So on that note, JD pulled that picture up for me already. So I'm going to call this one The Blind Side Effect, why Rashawn Slater could decide the Chargers 2026 season. The big man pause is here, and he's back. Hey, let me shout out the chat. King D, what's up? Emil, shout out to you fellas. Thank you for rocking with us over the World Cup. I appreciate both of you, and I appreciate both of you for tuning in. King D, I got another segment for you today, my friend. So I'll just let you know that. Shout out to you, Emil. England look good, but man, they need to do a little better because they have a big game on Sunday. Pause. So that's all I'm gonna say. Hey, I was in my element yesterday, but I was a little shaky for a little while. I'm not gonna lie. That was like a touch and go for me. My anxiety, my level was up, down, up, down. It was a viral moment. It probably was many of them. All right, I'll get to that. But one player that may have a big impact on this roster that wasn't on the roster last year, who was out for the year, was Rashawn Slater. And it's a non-quarterback, but man, I'm glad the man is back. I mean, that's another blocker for Justin Herbert to keep his jersey clean, keep that man upright. Well, CBS Sports recently ranked Slater as one of the NFL's 100 most important players in 2026 season. It's easy to understand why. Come on, we saw what just happened to Justin Herbert last year without Rashawn Slater and Joel. So I'm just going to get to the point. I mean, Rashawn Slater did suffer a real nasty injury. He had a torn patella tendon. So they also said not many players come back from that kind of injury. So it's going to be. And after he did sign that record-setting contract, so that was a big one too. But remember, our offensive line was in shambles last year, and hopefully with the return of Slater and Joe Alt back, it's beautiful. I'm in San Diego delivering a load. tuned in too. Hey, man, I appreciate wherever you are. Hey, Peacock, what's up? Yes, head on over to neonpeacockmerch.com. Yeah, how do you feel about your Chargers in one-score games as the clock winds down in the fourth quarter? How do I feel? Peacock, to be honest with you, I don't like them because a lot of our games in the past couple of years and seasons have been decided by those 3-point games. So hopefully this season it's a different story. But man, how do I feel? A lot of the times I was on edge because you know what? Those one-sided games could go our way or they could go the other way. But this year I'm hoping the tides are turned and we're not going to have to worry about those 3-point games or not, but we shall see. History says history is history, but you know what? Yeah, we got to worry about that. But hopefully this year we can score a lot more points this year so we don't have to worry about those 3 points. I know we have Dicker the kicker pause, but you know, kickers can miss points too. So, you know, we'll see. So, sorry, Lee, but England isn't beating me. Hey, I ain't gonna get into that shit. King, you know what? I'll talk that shit. Today, I'm going to worry about the power hour. Tomorrow, after that, I'll worry about Mexico when the time comes. I still got all Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to run my mouth. And that can get me into trouble too. You know, so we do deal with that when it comes. But hey, man, I'm always going to believe my team. I ain't going to lie. Mexico's got a great team. They're not in the round of 16 for a reason. So they also have a wonderful thing of a wonderful home field advantage for almost the whole World Cup. I'm not using that as an excuse. I know England's going to be there. England's going to show up. Their fans are going to be proud, loud and proud. The 3 Lions, but man, it's going to be a game. Hey, I know. I've been hearing about a lot of people, but you know what? I'm going to just worry about this show for now and let my mouth run when it has to run. But then again, I have to watch that because I kind of say things that got to tone back a little bit. But on the 2004 to 2014, the Chargers logged 81. Yeah, with this quite a bit, Peacock. You ain't lying there. I know that's been a thorn in our side. Is those one-score games. I mean, we need to score more points. I don't want to get in those one-score games. It's a lot of. I remember a couple seasons ago, we could have gone. I mean, what's that? Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 seasons ago. We had about 7 or 8 of them. It was ridiculous, but hey, not much you got to worry about that. But as I said, I mean, the Chargers last year went through an offensive line, 16 different combinations. So, I mean, too much under pressure. The offense never found consistency because we never had a steady offensive line. But we shall see. But now imagine the difference with a healthy Rashawn Slater and next to Joel, and you add Tyler Biadasz and all the other things, it's going to look good this year. I say for the first time in a long time, Justin Herbert could have an elite protection on both edges of the football. That means more time in the pocket, deep shots to Ladd McConkey, Quentin Johnston, Trey Harris. The works. You know, a lot of things can happen this year. I'm thinking of going to that Chargers-Rams game. Hey, King. Yo, man. If you want to go to that Chargers Rams, go there, represent the Rams. Hey, I'm going to say right now, it's your stadium. You have a banner up there. I can't say it's our stadium. We're just tenants. I'm going to be honest with you. Spanos, spend the fucking money on the damn stadium. Don't be a tenant. But hey, do I like sharing a stadium? No, but it is what it is, and you got to deal with it. But as I said, the Rams do have a banner there, so you know, they got something to brag about. But as I said, Justin Herbert has, if everything stays, he's got best offensive line he's had. I mean, the run game will thrive in this year with Alt and Slater back and all the additions. I mean, I think with the offensive line, if it stays healthy, this team, I really don't see anything stopping this offense besides ourselves and injuries. I mean, and you also had Mike McDaniel. This offense could be a very impactful, very powerful offense this year. If all stays, as I said, if we all stay healthy in the offensive line and the offensive players, I don't really see it as. I really think it's a to me a 12-5, 11-16. That's what I really feel in the heart of hearts. And I'm not going to go back on that. That's you can flip that. I feel it's a 12-5, 11-16. I mean, you got not normal for a team with a franchise quarterback, multiple Pro Bowlers, top-tier pass rushers, teams with the elite quarterbacks usually win 65% of one-score games. Chargers around 50%. Yeah, I know, Peacock. But you know what? Hey, that's the Chargers being the Chargers, man. We have always some kind of deficiency, and it's those one-score games. Well, hopefully this year it's a little different. Hey, nothing I can say, man. It's something that it is always happening, you know. Chargers charging up, as they always say. But you know, as I said, can we have a top 10 offensive line this year? Possibly. I hope so. As long as we stay healthy, I don't think, yes, we lose Jesse Minter, we get Chris O'Leary, but I really don't think we take a big hit this year. I mean, I think it's a little dip, but not that much. But I think Chris O'Leary is going to do a good job this year. I think we'll have a top 10 offensive line, a top 10 defense, hopefully this year. I really do. I mean, if that offensive line stays healthy, as I said, in multiple weeks, I think Justin Herbert can be a top 5 quarterback and in that MVP conversation this year. And I think the Chargers in general can take a major leap this year. It all revolves around the health of the offensive line and the health of our players. I really do. And I hate repeating myself about the health, but it's a fact for all 32 teams we have to deal with. Health is wealth, you know. If we have that health, those W's can tack on that. But it's it. But man, you know, JD, you want to pull up enough for that segment, but you want to pull up that number 2 picture, which would be the Mike. It's going to be the drops. Okay. Another thing for the Los Angeles Chargers, we know Quentin Johnston, his rookie year, had major issue with those drops. Those all improved since his rookie season. Well, Mike McDaniel would like to work on those drops. I mean, we really had, I wouldn't say too many last year. We had here and there, but there was nothing. But I'm going to call this one the Mike McDaniel eliminates the Chargers' biggest offensive weakness, and that's going to be drops. One of the most underrated stats from Justin Herbert's 2025 season wasn't just his touchdowns, his interceptions, his passing yards, but it's his career low of 4.6 pass drop rate. That means his receivers did a better job finishing plays than they did previous season, and now it becomes Mike McDaniel. Can make that number even better for the Los Angeles Chargers. Hey, Araria, welcome to the stream, and I hope you're having a wonderful morning. 15. Yeah. Even a good year, they couldn't avoid. Yeah, exact. Peacock. I think it was the 3-year. I think it was Justin Herbert's 3rd or 4th year. It was like 3-year seasons ago that we had about 8 to 9. I think it was 8 or 9 games. It was 3 points or less. It was a wild stat, man. That was I don't know. That's just wild as hell. But let me get back to this one. One of them, as I said, I mean, now the question is, with Mike McDaniel, McDaniel's offense is built around timing, the separation, the yards after the catch, and getting playmakers into football and in its stride, of asking receivers to constantly make difficult contested catches. We know that's one thing about Quentin Johnston. He can make catches, but can he go up and get those contested catches? That's one thing I do miss about when we had Mike Williams. That man would go up for the ball, pause, and that catch those balls, contested catches. I mean, his system is going to create easier completions and let these athletes and these players go after the catch. And if his philosophy has he had in Miami, Herbert could become one of the most efficient quarterbacks in football this year if all goes right. I mean, the Chargers drops in 2025. I was doing a little breaking down last night. You had Quentin Johnston, who had 4 drops on 84 targets. Despite leading the team in drops a couple years ago, he still finished with 51 catches, 735 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Just how dangerous he can be when he secures and holds on to that ball. Pause. Now, also, Ladd McConkey had 5 drops last year on 106 targets while posting 66 receptions for 789 yards and 6 touchdowns. Then you had Keenan Allen last year, had 5 drops on 122 targets. I mean, Keenan's not – do I see him back this year? I don't think so. I know a lot of Chargers fans would like Keenan third and Keenan back, but I just don't think he fits in the system this year. I wish Keenan the best wherever he does play, but I do think retire a Charger might be the best thing to do. But then you had Oronde Gadsden had 5 drops while recording 49 catches for 664 yards and 3 touchdowns on his rookie year. King D. Dicker the kicker needs to stop partying with young girls in Manhattan. Yeah, man, I saw those things on social media. Yeah. I'm not worried about that, King. If it gets to be a problem, then I'll worry about that. But he has been solid the last couple of years, so hopefully it just keeps on kicking that damn pigskin through those uprights and for the W. That's all I mean. It's been a while since we had a kicker like Dicker the kicker pause. So, and that's it. But as I said, why these drops really matter. The Chargers have already upgraded the offensive line with the return of Slater and all. And now you had Mike McDaniel designing the passing game and the schemes. Protection plus better play design is going to mean what? More receivers being open. Fewer contested catches. More yards after the catch. I want to see a lot more yak this year. I really do. I think if we have yak, we can spread the field, extend the field a lot more. Higher completion percentage for Justin Herbert. I think his numbers will go a lot more higher than last year. More explosive plays and fewer drive killers. We had too many drives last year that were killed by drops or just stupid plays. And if we can correct those mistakes, I think it could be a lot different this year. If the Chargers can reduce that, say by 25 to 30%, Herbert could easily add several hundred more yards to his passing totals and a handful more touchdowns. Of course, this season, I feel. But all that has to happen if we have less drops. We're good. And I think with McDaniels in the fold, working on Justin Herbert's timing, accuracy, and all these other small things he's trying to help Justin Herbert with. I think all these things, when they come into play, hey, we put this stuff together, things can happen this year. I just don't want to see these silly mistakes. There was a lot of plays last year, I recall. We had a drop pass here, and it could have extended the drive. It could have turned into a touchdown, but it didn't. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. That's what I would say, but hopefully it's better this year. We shall see. All right, JD, I know I spoke about Quentin Johnston. While I'm on that topic, let's bring up the Quentin Johnston picture. I know I said it maybe 3 shows ago. I think Quentin Johnston could break out. I'll say it again. I really do think he can break out under Mike McDaniels in this offense this year. We paid the man $18 million, so let's go. What's up, Commish? What's up to the streets today? The streets are telling me, hey, man, hey, you know what? Crook, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's going to be a great game Sunday. I'm going to bring it Sunday. I'm going to be there. I'll probably bring my loudmouth self, but I'm looking forward to an exciting game. I got not just you. I got Peacock. I got my boy Jay, who's a Chargers fan from Charged Up Podcast over here on TikTok. He's Mexican. I have a lot of my friends back home in Massachusetts that would say, Lee, what's your thoughts? I told him my thoughts. I think it's going to be a close game, but I do think England squeaks this one out. Hey, nothing against Mexico. Kudos for being there, man. Hey, round of 16, it's not easy to get there, but in my heart of hearts, I want England to win, but I know it's going to be a very physical, very exciting game. Hey, man, winner goes right into the Elite 8. That's going to be a tough one, but I'm looking forward to it. Hey, if we ain't 3 Lions, we don't have a star for nothing. So I know it's 1966, but that's a long way to go. But, hey, I'm looking forward to it. The streets are telling me a lot of things, Commish. It's going to be a great game. I'm going to do a lot of preparing for this game because I'm going to bring a lot of heat for the Mexican fans and also for those Brit fans. Trust me, I'm looking forward to that Sunday game. But, man, does it have me scared? Mexico's a damn good team, man. They've shown they can compete with anyone. So England's going to get that challenge coming Sunday on July 5th. So we shall see. If the Chargers offense takes a step forward, who benefits the most in fantasy? Herbert, Hampton, or McConkey? Emil, to be honest with you, I think I'm going to say this, and I've said it a lot. I think Hampton thrives the most. I'm going to say Hampton. If I had to put an order, I'm going to say Hampton, McConkey. I'm going to say Herbert's running the show. He's throwing the damn ball. But I think Hampton has the most effect in fantasy football this year of the three. I think they all going to do better this year, but I do see Amari and Hampton as the biggest fantasy impact and asset of the three, to answer your question. Lad, PPR, what? Yeah. Peacock, QJ is a boomer bust. We saw what he did last year. At the beginning of last year in fantasy, QJ went off. And then after he went off, what happens? He went down like a hot rocket. He fizzled out. So, I mean, he would have a game here and there. He had a wonderful stretch to the season that was great. You probably could have sold QJ very early last year and made out. But then again, he has that, I'm not going to say deficiency in fantasy. He has those up and down games. You never know what QJ you're going to get. I mean, so, but I'm hoping in this offense, it's going to be consistent. I hope as a Chargers fan it's consistent, but are we going to get that? No, I think you're going to get the same as you got last year from QJ. I'd say probably another 8 or 9 touchdowns, maybe more yards this year. Who knows? Does he hit 1K? Possibly. We shall see on that one. But yeah, as Peacock said, he's a boomer bust player. I mean, I have a lot of QJ but we shall see what happens on that one. All right. So for me, JD, you want to pull up that Quentin Johnston picture? All right. QJ, I'm going to call this one the breakout. I'm going to say Quentin Johnston heard all the criticism. Now he has a chance to change the narrative and shut the haters up. I remember I'd go to bat for QJ last year, the year before. He was here in TCU, not that far from the house. Okay. I saw a lot of QJ games. How he thrived at TCU was the yards after the catch. And if you look in the Greg Roman system for the 2 years, he was used, but not used to his ability. Now, if Mike McDaniels can take that ability for QJ, man, what can we see? Could we see a bigger year this year than we saw last year? Possibly with Mike McDaniel scheming things up. I possibly do see that happening. But as I say, the former first rounder believes Mike McDaniel believes that Quentin Johnston has things in his game that he's been missing, and he thinks he can unlock that and bring it out in QJ. I mean, Johnson recently said he's excited because the new offense is built around yards after the catch. What I just said, how QJ thrived at TCU here at Texas Christian University. That was his go-to thing. That's how he became a first-round pick, because of all that yak and this. But so I'm trying to say, this offense is going to be built around the yak, hopefully, and the biggest strength will be displayed, as I said, it was at TCU, was the yak. Now, we can get that side and version of Quentin Johnston. This could be a nice year for Q. We did guarantee him $18 million. Hey, if it's not with us next year, it's with someone else. So he's playing for another contract. So it's not just like, hey, am I playing for the Chargers or am I playing for someone else next year? So it's going to be, I don't want to butcher your name, but Lali Baduzzi, welcome to the stream. Hello to you and happy Thursday. Hope your week is going well. And welcome to the Chargers Power Hour and to the stream. Thank you. Yeah. Peacock goes, Lad, PPR, wide receiver, 18-26. Yeah, I agree with you, Peacock. Yeah, and like I said, I agree with you on the boomer bust thing, yeah. But as I said, that's a huge development for the Chargers fans and fantasy football managers. Instead of asking Quentin Johnston constantly win contested catches downfield, Mike McDaniel's offense is designed to explode for explosive plays for athletes with that kind of ability. Quentin Johnston has the ability to do these things. The question is, go out there and do it. Show those abilities, what you have, put them into effect, and put it down. I mean, I've seen what QJ can do, but now that he's in an offense that works to his ability, now let's see what you can do in this offense and with that ability and go forward. I really think this offense as a whole is going to be a special offense for fantasy football, especially Amari and Hampton. I'm going to start working on a Amari and Hampton, what I feel. I know I've done it once, But now that we're getting closer to the fantasy football season, I'm going to start bringing more. And as I mentioned to JD, in my segments, I'm going to, so I don't have to just do a full, I can do a full fantasy show, but when I'm talking about a player, I also want to bring into the segment the fantasy football aspect for some people. Not everyone's just going to listen to the show, but I also want to add more to that segment about the player and what I feel not that they can just do on the football field, but also for fantasy football managers. I mean, to me, as our channel is a fantasy football channel, but I just want to give that aspect of it into my segment and to my show also, because I do that on the Gen Wealth with the guys, with JD, Bogey, Kidda, Peacock, everyone. So we do that, and I just want to add that to my show also. That way, if I want to do an extra show, I can dedicate it to fantasy, but I also want to do it, add it to the show. Since I'm already talking about the player, why not add an extra wrinkle to it? But as I said, QJ's got the speed. He's got the acceleration to create chunk plays after the catch. I mean, he's had back-to-back seasons with 8 touchdowns, 700 receiving yards, let's say 8 touchdowns. 2026 could be a little bigger year, pause, for Quentin Johnston. I mean, continuity, confidence. He's got a lot more confidence than he had his rookie season. That's for a fact. He's not dropping the ball, pause, like he was his rookie season. I called him Butterfingers. I couldn't call him after the past 2 seasons of consistency of 8 touchdowns in a row and not dropping the ball, pause. I couldn't call him Butterfingers, so I had to let that go. I know that was his rookie nickname for me after his rookie season, but I did go to bat for him after what he's done the past 2 years. But, I mean, we've seen it before. Quentin Johnston can play. But Jim Harbaugh continues to express the hey, shout out to Bakes. What's up, my good brother? Shout out to Bakes and Raider Nation. Yes, so, hey, I'll be seeing you soon, Bakes, in Vegas. But you have to pop on the Power Hour when I'm there, man. We're going to have to get you on. And besides, we'll have you on the Power Hour this year. And that's another friend. Also is for Mexico. So I got my hands full. I got close to like 6 or 7 people that have already texted me about this game. So I'm looking forward to Sunday Bakes. Peacock, Crooked Commish, Jay, y'all. I'll be talking. Man, it's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. But I swear to God, if QJ can put it all together this year, Jim Harbaugh he expressed his confidence in Quentin Johnston and Justin Herbert. He's shown willing to trust Quentin Johnston last year in key moments. Quentin Johnston this year can be a more consistent route runner while putting down consistent, not, on concentration on his drops, which he's gotten much better on, it could easily become his best season in NFL in his career. I mean, I look at this. I broke this down like maybe 2 days ago. If I had to say the Quentin Johnston's for fantasy football managers, I'll say his projections are this. I'll say he has about 105 to 120 targets. Receptions between 68 and 78. Receiving yards, I'll say between 950 and maybe 1,000 yards. This will be his first 1K season. I think he can do it in this offense. I'll say receiving touchdowns. We've seen him have 8 2 years in a row. I'm going to say 8 to 10 this year in this offense. If I say about yards after the catch, I'm going to say he has 14 to 15 yards. 14 to 15 yards after the catch. I say yards after the catch, I'm going to say about 420 to 500 yard total yards after the catch. Peacock mentioned earlier, I said I had Quentin Johnston fishing as a wide receiver 24 to 28, which is a wide receiver 3, and also with a wide receiver 2 upside. I mean, his ceiling, if Mike McDaniel's offense reaches full potential and Justin Herbert throws for more than hypothetically 4,500 yards, which I think he's going to, it's gonna QJ could go higher. His numbers could be higher, but I really do think this year could be his best year. And now, if QJ continues to struggle consistently, I see him about 60 receptions, 800 receiving yards, maybe 6 touchdowns as a wide receiver, 40 or 45 finish. But that's the floor part. But I'm just saying. But if you're, as Peacock said, he could be a boomer bust. What's Big saying? QJ isn't getting more. No, we shall see. I haven't. Bakes, I haven't even broke down the total numbers, what I think everyone's going to get. I think everyone in this offense is going to feed. I think QJ is going to be about what he's been about the last 2 years, and maybe a little more uptick, but we shall see, especially with Mike. Yeah, it's going to be a run-first offense, but I do think Hampton as I said a little earlier, Bakes, before he came in, I think, because I think it was Emil asked me, he asked me who thrives more, Herbert, Hampton, or McConkey. And I really do think Hampton thrives the most. Just look at Devon A-Chain, what he did in Miami. I think Hampton does that in year 2. If you're so high on QJ, come get him in the Camille, I'm a Chargers fan, but I've learned one thing over the years in Dynasty. And I'll tell you, I would load pause on Chargers players. And where did that end up getting me on a bye week? A lot of makeup work. So you know what? I'm going to look at my team. Maybe if I have like a Lad McConkey over there, I know I have a good team over there, Emil, in the international. So to me, I don't really want to make too many moves unless I have to, because I like that team over there. Am I going to come for QJ? In time, maybe. Who knows? But right now, I like the team that I have over there that I drafted over in JD's international leagues. So I kind of like right now, do I feel I need QJ? I really don't. But if in time I have that itch to have that Charger feel pause, I'll let you know. But right now, I just don't have that Charger itch for Quentin Johnston because I like my team as a whole. But, I really do. And as Peacock said, Quentin Johnston is a boom or bust. But, hey, hopefully this year Quentin Johnston has a great year. He helps the Chargers no matter what he does. So I'm hoping for the best for QJ and for the fantasy managers that have him. I hope he does the best for you this year. But JD, you want to pull up that segment 4 picture, Tully picture? All right. Pay the man. I know they're going to pay him. I don't know when. It's going to be soon. I think we'll pay him before the season. But he has been, Tuli Tuipulotu has been an anchor to this team and to that line. He ain't leaving because this team, they're going to build around Tully. You look, we got Messedo over there now. We got Tully. We got Mac. The return of the Mac is back. But I really love what we have in Tully. Every single year, he's proven it consistently. The sacks, the pressures, just everything. His stats year in, year out done better. Keaton Mitchell is more of Bakes. I agree with you there. Hampton is going to be Harbaugh's Blake Corum. Yeah. That's facts. Yeah, I agree. And I saw, what's his name? Blake Corum has gotten a lot bigger paws, and they say he's going for a bigger year this year. We shall see. So, yeah, I happened to see that kind of stuff yesterday. But, no, I agree with you there, Bakes. All right, let me talk about Tully. So when the Chargers selected Tuli Tuipulotu in the second round of the 2023 NFL Draft, they believed they were getting a versatile pass rusher. Damn it, they were damn right. So 3 years later, they may have found their fakes of the defense. I know we have. You look at his stats, year in it, they're much better. And then you add what we're doing. I know we lost Jesse Minter. Okay, that's fine. But I don't think that's going to hurt Tully too much. I think he's just going to go out there and ball this year. I mean, after exploding last year for 13.5 sacks in 2025, Tully enters the final season of his rookie year. Excuse my dog. And one of the NFL's fastest rising edge rushers, despite ongoing extension talks. As I said, they hope to sign him before the season starts. Tully has made it clear he's letting his agent handle the business while he focuses on football. And I love that. He doesn't want the distraction of the contract to get in the way. He just wants to go out there and do business. And I love that about that, man. That's why he's paying his agent. But, man, I love that attitude, man. I mean, you're going to get paid out of the way from the Chargers. I mean, that's exactly the mentality a team wants from a future franchise cornerstone. And I'm glad we got that. Let me look at his numbers. Tully last year, as I said, 13.5 sacks, 49 total tackles, 20 tackles for loss, 23 quarterback hits, first Pro Bowl selection last year, and he was 6th in the entire NFL in sacks. And at only 23 years old, he's only getting better every single year. I mean, you don't have Joey Bosa anymore. You know, you're looking at the end of Khalil Mack, possibly, who's helping mentor him. And the young edge group we got. Tuli's become a centerpiece of the Chargers pass rush. His ability to line up on the edge is amazing. Reduce the inside passing downs and create pressure on the quarterback. Multiple linemen makes him one of the most versatile defenders in all of football, I feel. I mean, if you look at his IDP for Fantasy Football Outlook, okay, I'll say his 2026 IDP outlook, you got to look at maybe 58 to 66 tackles, total tackles. Solo tackles, about 40 to 46, because that's been in his range the past couple of years. Sacks, I'm going to say it's about 14 to 16 for Tuli this year. Tackles for loss, about 20 to 24. QB hits around 25 to 30, which has been about his average. Forced fumbles, maybe about 3 or 4 this year. Fumble recoveries, I hope he has 1 or 2 this year, possibility. And pass deflections around 3 to 5. So I have Tuli in a couple leagues, but he's been year in, year out, been a producing player. Yeah, Bakes, I agree with you on the Hampton take. I know you. We made that trade not that long ago also, so I appreciate you on that one. But I mean, I think Tully's gonna have a great year. I mean, you know, we'll get him. Hopefully we get him under contract soon, or before the season starts. They're working hard on this contract, and hopefully it's done soon. It's out of the way, and we can just move on and just go about. But I think he's gonna be to me I'd say, if I say overall IDP rankings, maybe like a top 15 to 20 defender, maybe probably about the fourth, between 4 and 7 edge rusher off the board, possibly. I mean, I didn't really look at that. I was just guessing any of that a couple days ago, but I mean, he could be around maybe the 5th to 6th round for Tuli. But we shall see. But on that note, I'm hoping for another great year from Tuli. As I said, pay the man and let's get this over with. What's Junior? Bakes. Now, thank you for bringing Junior Colson up. This is a make or break year for Colson. The man can't even stay healthy. I mean, to me, if he can't get on the field this year and try to work himself into that linebacker room, I really don't think what happens to him. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I really haven't seen the pecking order right now. But right now, I probably would put Perriman starting over him right now, over Colson, because we haven't even seen what the man can do on the field. He hasn't stayed healthy, Bakes. I mean, I know I haven't gotten maybe 3 shares of Colson. But, I mean, the man, it's kind of hard to judge, say what he can do when you haven't seen much of him. I think we've got a total, if I recall from one of my notes, maybe 7 to 8 games out of Colson total. And he's always been hurt. One was his shoulder. One was his knee. I mean, it's been one thing or another, multiple. Yeah, I think right now Perriman is starting over him, to be honest with you. I'll look into that and touch base on that more. But I think as of right now, yeah. But I know they said Colson has been – he's healthy. So they say he's healthy. So we shall see on that one. All right, JD, I'm going to pull up segment 5, and that's going to be the Mike McDaniel is already changing the game. All righty. So I talked about Mike McDaniel a little early about the drops. Well, the transition has already begun, folks. One of the biggest storylines coming out of this wasn't just working out in the new playbook. It's Justin Herbert's footwork. I mentioned that they're working on the footwork, the accuracy, the timing, all that kind of stuff. Man, I think, what was it? McDaniel says it was something like 2.7 seconds last year. And they say they cut that down almost in half. So offensive coordinator Mike McDaniel has been working closely with Herbert on his mechanical changes designed to get the ball out quicker, pause, improve his timing, create his accuracy, create more yards after the catch. And it's not about preventing his mechanics. That's there. As I said, this could probably put Herbert back into that elite category. But It's about finding the small. Mike McDaniels is about finding the small details to help Justin Herbert and to unlock Herbert and even to a higher ceiling. Oh, dog, this is killing me. But reports indicate the goal is to be faster, more efficient offense built on rhythm, anticipation, and explosive plays. As I mentioned, we really didn't have many explosive plays last year. Excuse me. Now imagine Justin Herbert with better footwork, improved protection with that offensive line this year, explosive playmakers, which we have. It could be, and also with one of the NFL's brightest offensive minds at play calling in Mike McDaniel. That could be a scary combination for the Los Angeles Chargers and for their opponents. If this offensive line holds up, as I said earlier, and these off-season adjustments translate and the games count, we may be witnessing a version of Justin Herbert we haven't seen in a while. So I mean, could this be an MVP caliber Justin Herbert? Possibly. But what's Bakes said? What happens if Herbert Bakes? I don't even want to think about that. That changes the offense. That changes everything, man. You know what? I don't even think about. That's a lot to even grasp, think about. But anything's possible. We see how quarterback's going down. But yo, man, that I don't even want to think about that one. That's a lot to swallow. That would be that's a big one. But if all these things click into place, what Mike McDaniel is doing with Justin Herbert, Emil says, which Chargers coach matters most for fantasy this year? Jim Harbaugh's over. I'm going to say it's Mike McDaniel's play calling. That Emil, I think it's going to be McDaniel's play calling, the schemes, everything he's going to throw out there. I think it's all. That answer is go. Yeah, Emil, it's a pause. Yeah, it's going to be Mike McDaniel's this year for sure. I mean, Jim Harbaugh is going to have his say, but I really do think this year Mike McDaniel is going to run the show on offense. He's going to do it all himself. I mean, he's not the head coach, but it's nice to have another. Almost could say he's like an assistant head coach because he's a former head coach. But I really do think Mike McDaniel's other two. I mean, as I said, if this offensive holds up the adjustment, you could see Justin Herbert in that MVP conversation this year for sure. And I really do feel this is an MVP caliber season on the horizon, possibly for Justin Herbert. What's this? What you think you guys are going to sign? No. Bakes, to be honest with you, I really don't see Keenan Allen fitting in this offense this year. You're more than welcome to take him over with the Las Vegas Raiders because I don't think we're going to sign him. To me, I look at it this way. If Keenan was going to come back, I think Keenan would have already been back by now. That's my personal opinion. I really want to see these young players, KLS, Trey Harris. I just want to let Ladd. He took a lot from Ladd McConkey away last year. So to me, I want Ladd to thrive. For me, if I want to see Ladd McConkey thrive, that means Keenan's got to go bye-bye. And I mean that. As much as he's a Charger legend, he holds records and all that kind of stuff, I think it's just time for Keenan Allen to just step aside. Let the young bucks take over. I love Keenan Allen. Third and Keenan, I love. I just think Keenan, it just doesn't fit in this offense of Mike that he possibly could be, signed. I personally just don't see it. But I'm not the GM. I'm not anyone. I can't make that decision. I just don't see it happening. I think if it was going to happen, it would have been done by now. I mean, he's still a free agent, so y'all need a wide receiver, bitch. I'm not saying you got to play. Yeah, that would change a lot of especially QJ's. It would change all the fantasy outlets from Ladd and QJ for sure. But I really want to see. For me this year, I really do think of the receivers that have an uptick that didn't have last year. I see Trey Harris as having the bigger year of the players from last year. I think Trey Harris has more of a role in this offense this year, And as I said last week or the week before, I think he has a breakout year. It's a much bigger pause this year in this offense this year than last year for sure. Because he really didn't see the field too much last year, Trey Harris. He had like a few games here and there, but he really did not get the reps. To me, you need the reps to improve and get better. But hopefully he gets that this year. Now, JD, you want to pull up that glass Bosa picture? Yes, I said, Joey, you're that glass Bosa. Well, it looks like Joey juiced up Bosa is probably calling it a career. Well, Joey, thank you for your services to the Los Angeles Chargers when you played for us. But then again, your GED availability was not there. We gave you the bag. We paid you hundreds of millions of dollars. And what did you really do after you got the bag? You did nothing but sit on the goddamn bench. No offense, pause. He sat on the availability is everything in football. Joey Bosa, you don't pay the man. Just pay the man to sit on the bench. That's what I want to do because he's never on the field. That's why I call him Glass Bosa. Or I'll get that. Joey Bosa's lasting legacy. Well, Adam Schefter reported last week. He said, we've probably seen the final chapter of Glass Joey Bosa. His NFL career, it was a good, he was a rookie of the year. He had a great couple of years, I'm going to say 2 great years. That's all I'm going to say, Joey. 2 good years. Joey Bosa wasn't just a first-round pick, but he became the face of the Chargers defense for nearly a decade. In that decade, how much did you see the field, Joey? I mean, he was selected 3rd overall in the 2016 NFL draft. Bosa made an immediate impact despite missing the first 4 games of his rookie season. He still exploded for 10.5 sacks that year. And in 12 games, earning all defensive and NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year honors and announcing himself as one of the least premier pass rushers. As I said, he was his first couple of years. In 2016, Defensive Rookie of the Year, 5-time Pro Bowl selection, 17, 19, 20, 21, and 24. He was also PFFW All-Rookie Team in 2016. Former highest paid defensive player in NFL history after signing a 5-year, $135 million extension in 2020. Set an NFL record for 19 sacks in his first 20 career games. Finished 2nd in the Chargers franchise history in sacks. So, yeah, he did wonderful things for the Chargers stat-wise, but his availability for me was the most frustrating thing on earth. And I love Joey Bosa as a person. I like how he played his first couple of years, but soon as we paid the man couldn't stay on the field. And I was like, all that money, man, we're paying you to sit on the bench or sit in the start. For the Chargers for his career, it was 2016 to 2024. He had 107 games, 72 sacks, 350 tackles, 91 tackles for loss, 24 fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries, and 5 pass deflections. Every time Joey Bosa was healthy, the offenses had to know exactly where he was lined up in his early prime years. His power, his technique. He had a motor. He had a motor IQ on the football field. Made him one of the toughest edge rushers in all of football to block. Good shit. Back to work. All right, Emil. Thank you, man. I'll catch you later, man. And I'll see you Sunday. And Emil, and you want to come on the week that we face the Dolphins to the Power Hour? You're welcome anytime, man. I'd love to have you on. If it was for 5 or 10 minutes, I'd love to have you on. And I appreciate you tuning in every single week, Emil. I really appreciate you. And I appreciate everything. And I appreciate everyone that tuned in today also. Joey had a rage a lot. Yeah. It was Joey was Joey, but someone asked me a question. Who would you take, Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa? I'm going to be honest. I'd probably say Nick Bosa all day. As much as Joey did in his young career, I think Nick Bosa is a more complete player of the two. They both can stay healthy. That's one thing about the Bosa brothers. I swear to God, those boys were both juiced up allegedly back in college. So that's all I'm going to say. It's allegedly, but those boys, they just can't stay healthy. But I don't know. But to me, Joey Bosa, he did play for Buffalo last year. He managed to stay healthy. He played more games than I even thought he would. I didn't think he'd play that many games, but he managed to stay healthy, managed to be a contributing factor for that Buffalo Bills team this year. But but then again, he is also one of the former Chargers that played for the San Diego Chargers when we were San Diego Chargers back then, along with Phillip Rivers and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I wish nothing but the best for Joey if it's in retirement or whatever he's going to do. But hey, all the best. I know, hey, all the best to you. And thank you for what you did to the Chargers. Thank you for stealing all our money also from when you weren't on the field. But on that note, Joey, all the best to you. Thank you for your services, if it was on the field, and also for your non-availability too. I know a lot of Chargers fans love you. I liked you for your prime years, what you did for us. But when you were hurt and constantly not there for us when we needed you, kind of like fell off. Like you were here for me and you went very fast. So, you know, I mean, you're going to be do I see you get your number getting retired as the Chargers? Who the hell knows? I do not. Possibly, maybe. Dean Spanos might do that one little Chargers favor. You know, you possibly will be in either the Ring of Honor or have your number retired. But other than that, that's all I see happening with the Chargers, to be honest with you. But as I say, I wish you nothing but the best. That's why I call you Glass Bosa. I mean, and everyone's like, why do you call him that? Because he said he never could stay healthy after we paid him that big bag. Pause. So, on that note, that's all I'm going to say about Joey Bosa and that segment. But hey, as I said, I wish Joey nothing but the best going forward if he's continuing his career or if he's calling or he's retiring. All the best, Joey. All right, JD, you want to pull up that Daiyan Henley picture? Now, this to me is another make or break season. Daiyan Henley is another name. This could be another big year. Might be his biggest year for Daiyan Henley's NFL career. Just 1 year ago, many Chargers fans believed Henley was on the verge of becoming one of the AFC's rising stars at linebacker. Then came a frustrating 2025 season. Injuries slowed him down, confidence took a hit, and consistency simply wasn't there. But Henley's making no excuses. He had a rough year. Instead, he's attacking this offseason with a restored body, pause, and a healthy mindset, and something NFL players value in his contract year is motivation to get that money. This season is about proving he can become one of the players for the Chargers envisioned when they drafted him. Jesse Minter, he was great with the Jesse. I mean, I think this is a player. That's why I said make or break, because he doesn't have Jesse Minter. He thrived under Jesse Minter. He showed flashes of elite range, sideline to sideline speed, and the ability to disrupt the running game and passing game was fantastic. Those traits if those traits don't disappear and he stays healthy, it could be a big year for the Los Angeles Chargers and a big payday for Daiyan Henley coming up. The Chargers are counting on Daiyan Henley this year to be more than just a starter. They're looking for a defensive leader. I mean, we have a great young core on this defense. I hope he's just another one of these players that's going to get paid in time too. But I just want to see consistency from Henley. We know what he did last year, the year before. Let's just hope he just reproduces that. I mean, he created turnovers, give this defense playmaker alongside Khalil Mack, Derwin James, and Tully. I mean, what do I see for Henley in fantasy? I'm going to say about 135 to 150 tackles. Maybe 8 tackles for a loss possibly this year. Maybe 3 to 5 sacks this year. 2 interceptions possibly. 1 to 2 forced fumbles, and maybe 6 to 8 pass defended this year. I mean, those are numbers that Henley can do. I mean, he had a great year 2 years ago, so I don't see why he can't do it again. I mean, let's just hope. I know Minter's gone. We have Chris O'Leary, so we shall see. I mean, I really do think he is a linebacker in fantasy. Maybe between rounds 10 and 13 for Daiyan Henley. I think he's for a linebacker between 18 and 25 for a linebacker for me. But I said he's at linebacker 2 with a legitimate linebacker 1 upside I'm saying possibly upside. But I think if you get the Henley you got 2 years ago, that's where I see the upside for Henley. But I really do think hopefully this defense, I mean, with Tully, Khalil Mack, we also got the kid from Miami, Massador. I think this defense is going to be pretty good this year. Hopefully we don't take a step back. I really don't. I don't see us taking this much further step back, even without Minter. I think O'Leary does bring that presence that he knows the team, and they know him. So I don't think it's too much of a drop off. I think we could be a top 10 defense this year. I really do. But on that note, I'm going to wrap that one up. And JD, I'm going to I know I did a one for King last week, but I had another one. I thought I'd bring this one up. I thought this was kind of fun because, yeah, we do fantasy also. A lot of us play fantasy. But, hey, we know what Oronde Gadsden had last year. Let's see. The Rams have Terrance Ferguson. Let's see what year 2 brings for Mr. Ferguson and for Mr. Oronde Gadsden. So I'm going to call this one, which tight end is you betting on in LA? All right, shout out to King D and Rams Nation. When you're looking for a breakout second year in fantasy football, just evaluating young talent. There's a lot of young tight ends paws out there. You got Harold Fannin, you got Gadsden, you got Ferguson. There's a lot of young tight ends out there. So, I mean, these two names stand out, but they also share the same stadium. So, and I just wanted to do this one because I couldn't think of anyone else that I wanted to compare it because then again, I always talk to King D and we always talk Rams football or Chargers football. So I'm like, what the hell? Just do another one. I've seen both players have the athleticism to make a major impact, but there's a big question surrounding each one of them, I feel. They're entering a crowded tight end room. Yes, the Chargers have a tight end. You got Gadsden. You got, Gadsden. We have Njoku. And we also Charlie Kolar. So that's what I'm saying there. And then you got Ferguson over in LA, and you got, I don't know their tight end room like I used to. I know the names from fantasy, but I'll think of it. But no, there's like maybe 2 or 3 over there too. I mean, and they just drafted another tight end, too, in this draft also. So for me, I'm going to start off with Gadsden. I mean, the talent jumps off the screen. We saw what he saw last year. He's a natural pass catcher, great wide receiver traits, and a tight end body, But his route running, hands, and ability to create mismatches make him an exciting weapon for Justin Herbert. If the Chargers can continue to expand his role, he could become one of Justin Herbert's favorite targets, especially in the red zone. But I think that's going to have to take a tip off this year because you got the addition of Njoku, I think is going to be that red zone target in the end zone this year. Something we didn't have last year. I think that does hurt Gadsden in fantasy. I remember touching on this when I first came out. I think, that Njoku signing did hurt Gadsden shares quite a bit. But remember, Njoku's only here for a year. Gadsden's here for a lot longer, I feel. So on the other side, you got Terrance Ferguson. Explosive and his versatility. He's an athletic player just like Gadsden. He can catch on the field, create yards after the catch, but like Gadsden, he'll have to earn that consistent snaps and targets in that Rams offense with plenty of mouths to feed over there in LA, just like we have with the Chargers. The Rams are going to have plenty of mouths to feed too. But then again, Matthew Stafford does manage to find Terrance Ferguson in play. So I ain't saying fantasy is but so let's get to the question. So who are you betting on in a bigger year, Gadsden or Ferguson? I mean, is it Gadsden whose chemistry with Justin Herbert could unlock a breakout season under Mike McDaniel? We know what Mike McDaniel can do with the tight ends, boss. Or is it Terrance Ferguson, who has tools to become a dangerous all-around weapon if the opportunities increase for him over with the Rams? Then again, he does have Matthew Stafford as a quarterback too. If I'm making my bet today, I'm leaning towards Oronde Gadsden. Elite quarterback play. I'm not knocking Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford's a great quarterback. Man, the guy is a Hall of Famer. I think Matthew Stafford is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He will be that. And I think And I ain't gonna lie, I think another ring is possibly in his grasp. If it's this year or next year, I think Stafford does get another one. But I think for me, Gadsden's upside is what sticks out to me. I mean, given that's what gives me the edge for him. But neither player is a sure thing, especially with the tight end rooms that they're in. It's like 2-3 guys they got to get the pecking order. So to me, I have Gadsden in fantasy. I think I had maybe one share of Ferguson, and I think he was on my taxi squad last year. So this year I might have to bring him up, see how he is used. But who knows? But I really do like Gadsden's upside. Then again, I am a Chargers fan, so I'm gonna take that. But I do think with for Ferguson, he could be something with Matthew Stafford. Then again, we do know that Rams tight end room, they did have some injuries last year in the tight end, and that's where Ferguson can step in. If he can take advantage if there's another injury, man, who knows? He could carve out a little larger role pause on that offense and for that Rams offense. So, hey, that's my thought. I mean, I'm not a Rams fan. I don't have too much insight on the Rams offense. I could ask King D questions. He could tell me. But really, I'm a Chargers guy. I'm not a Rams guy. So, who knows? What's to say? Big PEDs are a motherfucker. You ain't lying there, Biggs. Yeah, you ain't lying that one. But it should be fun. Now, as for JD, you want to pull up the news? That's a wrap for that segment. Want to pull up those news and notes? All righty. So, Chargers wide receiver Quentin Johnston is aiming for a career year under Mike McDaniel. He says he's really fired up, in quotes. Now, I saw this blurb the other day, and shout out to Papa Guru and Spencer the Guru over at Guru Nation. All right. Well, Trevor Penning has been seeing extensive NFL action in 3 positions, moving from left tackle to right tackle to left guard in New Orleans. After a brief blindside return with the Chargers, the former first rounder will compete for the left guard job in training camp. I ain't going to lie. I'm holding my breath on that one. I just look at Trevor Penning as a body. Nothing else, nothing more. I do hope when players are cut, during that time comes, we do try and pick up a left guard here or there as a body, because I really don't have faith in Trevor Penning. I don't care if he's a first-round pick or not. I know Papa Guru told me what it was like in New Orleans. It didn't cut it for me from what he told me. He's just, as I said, a body, a depth piece, nothing else, nothing more. Oh, well. I know I said I did a shout out to my boy Bakes, who's in the chat. Well, I don't usually do big trades pause in Dynasty football, but I did do one last week, and it was just before last week's show. So I'm going to call mine Team A. I received Deshaun Hands-On Watson, Christian Watson, Downs, and Amarian bump Hampton. And I headed on over to the Raider Nation and Bakes. I gave him Jaden Reed, JJ, I'm not man McCarthy. I know Bakes, you love him. I know we're discussing something in the Nice Guys. I'm still thinking about that, but we will talk more. Isaiah Davis, Arvell Reese, which was hard pause to let go of. And that 2027 first, Bakes, I know you're loaded next year with first-round picks in that league, so congratulations. I think I remember reading someone said, man, you got a bunch, but hey, shout out, man. But I like the trade. I shout out to Derek in Cowboy Nation. He said, Lee, your team got better. You know, as much as did I have any second thoughts in the trade? I really didn't. I thought I would. I was like, oh, shit, I'm not having a 2077 first round pick next year. I think the hard part was letting go of Arvell Reese. But you know what? Fantasy is a gamble. In order to get the player you want, you have to give up things. And if I had to give up a 2027 first and Reese, I wasn't sold on J.J. McCarthy. I mean, I drafted him in the first round 2 years ago. How did that work out for me? Yeah. We'll talk more, Bakes. I'm going to start looking more at my teams today and tomorrow. I have one more big thing today to do. I have to get a new phone. I kind of have my phone looks like Shattered Dreams. It's in like my screen is in multiple places, and I need to go to Las Vegas and with the phone that works, not a phone that freezes and I can't read. So after the show, I'm probably going to head on over and get a new phone so I have a phone I can do my fantasy with, do my shows with, get my news, all that kind of stuff, because it's been a rough week for me. So on that note, but JD, you want to pull up the QR code picture, please? Alrighty. As I said, if you're rocking me on X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, social media, I want to truly appreciate each and every single one of y'all for the consistent love and support you give for my posts, comments, ever. I represent. You make sure you all check out these amazing content creators from JD, Taylor Bloom over at the Electric Edge, Booga Peters over at the Bolt Blitz Uncut. And next week, I possibly will have some news from the Bolt Blitz Uncut team that I probably, once I have the permission from Booga to say it, I will say it. I got some kind of, and also head on over to the Hard to Start YouTube channel where the fella is delivering those wonderful videos every single week or whenever he puts it out. And my boy Jay over at Charged Up Podcast 81 on TikTok. And the one in the middle right there over is the Joe Madden Sports on YouTube. And you can also find her on SSPIIN over on YouTube also. And Joe will be a guest of the show just before the season starts, probably after our Vegas trip. I'll have Joe Madden on. And so basically, I hope everyone tunes in for that episode if they want to get some betting insights and get some questions for Joe. I'll let you all know a week before, and then you can have your questions ready because I know I've been going back. I did message Joe, and she's looking forward to coming on the show. She is a Chargers fan, but she also has a wonderful following on social media and her betting stuff. So it's going to be nice to include that before Las Vegas or a little after for the football season. So I think it's going to be kind of fun. I'm going to have a lot of guests on there from Bakes. I'm going to have a Kansas City Chiefs podcast host, Chris Lyles on. I'm going to have Peacock on. I'm going to have Jay and Bakes on week 2. So that should be fun. As I said, I'm going to have Booga Peters come on a couple times during the season, make a guest appearance here and there. Not all the time, but, we'll see what to do. But I'm going to try and bring on some. I know Emil. I'm going to have Emil come on for the Dolphins week. I'll have King D come on for the Rams week. So I'm going to have someone from each fan base on that week. Hopefully, if not, I'll have a fill-in guest or I'll do something fun for the show. But on that note, make sure you check out these wonderful content creators. They put out great work, great stuff every single day. If it's not every single day, it's during the week. You're always going to find something. The fella's always at work. And also, if you're not, head on. Oh, JD, can you pull up that picture? We do have a special giveaway on the Gen Wealth. We are having a signed JSN authentic helmet signed by JSN. It's a Super Bowl helmet, JSN. I'll include that next week at the end of the show, and then we'll have all the rules and all that kind of stuff, so you can enter the giveaway to win the JSN helmet this season. When the giveaway, it's going to be a little after Las Vegas, I believe, right, JD? I think we haven't decided on the date yet, but that is our first giveaway on the Gen Wealth, and the Hard to Start this year is a JSN signed mini helmet, which is going to be the size of this. The same size as this signed Justin Herbert helmet. So it's one of these. It's one of the Rydell mini helmets. This one is it's a Rydell Super Bowl, last year's Super Bowl JSN signed helmet. So that is our first giveaway, and I will make sure put that in my notes so I have all that stuff for next week. So JD, I'll tap into you this week and get the correct information so we can put that information up. I've been putting it out on social media. If it's on TikTok, it's Facebook, whatever. But make sure to head on over to the Hard to Start YouTube channel. And also, you'll find out those rules, and we'll look forward to someone winning that JSN helmet. But on that note, thank you everyone for joining me for the Chargers Power Hour, episode 12. I want to give a shout out to JD, the fella backstage, who every single week kicks ass on the graphics, the pictures, the bump, everything. I appreciate you. And also, make sure to turn in to Wake Your Game Up tomorrow. And on Sunday, we're going to have the England-Mexico World Cup game. We'll also probably have the United States game, round of 16, coming up for the World Cup. So stay tuned. Tune in to the Gen Wealth, the Hard to Start. Set your notifications, because the fantasy football season's around the corner. So it's going to get bigger. It's going to get better. And I'm going to deliver shows every single week. And if I do pop up with a show here and there, I'll keep you all notified. But on that note, have a wonderful rest of your day, wonderful rest of your week. And I'll see you for episode 13 next week. Bolt up, everybody. Peace.
Steppers can't fuck with this. I'm with the big steppers and we stumping shit. Ice grill, you can feel the momentum shift. Alpha and the Omega, I'm the Genesis. Will Savage, go getter. Yeah, I'm getting it. School of Hard Knock, I'm the mascot, flipping shit.